Okay, we're back, and this is slide 24. Let's finish up, everybody. We're talking about the thymus, and you can see it right here. It's above the heart on our lab models that we have in lab. It's a yellow piece of plastic that's snapped onto the heart that you can find on our muscle guys. This is a bilobed organ, and it secretes hormones like thymosin and thymopoietin. These may be new hormones that you've never heard of, but they actually help the T cells that live there to become immunocompetent. And what that means is it's the opposite of immunodeficient. It means that you're able to get a normal, healthy immune response if something is in the body, like cancer. These T cells especially rush to fight cancer. Now, the size of this thymus varies as you age. When you're young and you're in your youth, it's very large, like you're seeing something small here as an adult, but about the size of the palm of your hand. And it decreases about an inch every decade that we're alive. So this is one theory why elderly people get sick so much more easily than, say, we do in our younger years. It differs from other lymphoid organs in several important ways, but the most important two that I can think of is it functions strictly in T lymphocyte production, and those are the ones that attack cancer cells, so you want a healthy thymus. And it doesn't directly fight the infections. It's the T cells that fight the infections. It's the home for T cells. It does contain star-shaped epithelial cells, and they look very reticular, very dense, like little asterisks, if you will. Now we're going to talk about the tonsils real quick, and these are the simplest of all of our lymphoid organs. You can see the pharynx or throat here, and you can see that we have 3 sets of tonsils. This is your uvula, your gag reflex, but you can see the tonsils here in a concentric circle around the throat. And these guys are like little crypts. They absorb and kill bacteria, and they're very beneficiary. Back in the 60s and 70s, all the doctors used to cut them out if you had a sore throat more than 2 or 3 times a year. I mean, man, they'd just take them. They had to come out. But doctors wised up, and they realized that these are, important, helpful bacteria fighters, so they started leaving more and more people's tonsils intact, thankfully. I mean, I'm missing mine, so I wish I had them. We also have Peyer's patches, and I put a little photo up. You don't have this on your slide, but I'm going to zoom in here so you can see this. There's these circular areas, and these are the Peyer's patches, and this is actually in the ileum, which is the small intestine. But they're located in other places as well. That's not the only place that you're going to find Peyer's patches. But they're similar structures to what we have in our appendix. They're clusters of lymphoid tissue similar to tonsils as well, and they help fight infections. And finally, we want to mention malt, and we're not talking about chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry here in this case, but it stands for mucosa-associated lymphatic tissue. And, this is a diffuse system of lymphoid tissue that's found in various mucosal sites, such as, your GI tract, thyroid, breast tissue, lungs, salivary glands, eye, and skin. And it's populated with lots of T cells and B cells. It has plasma cells and macrophages, so very dense tissue to help you fight. I mean, it's just a smattering throughout the body. And that brings us to the very end. That's about all I want to say on this concluding slide. So thanks for listening.